Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to discuss what is project scope statement. Project scope statement it is an output in the process of defining scope. And what is the scope statement? So the project scope statement it is the description of the project scope that includes major deliverables, assumptions and constraints. The project scope statement documents the entire scope including the project and product scope. And it also describes the project deliverables in detail. Now, the degree and the level of detail to which project scope statement defines the work that will be performed and the work that is excluded can help determine how well the project management team can control the overall project scope. So when we are defining the project scope, we should know what will be included in our project and what work are we going to perform in our project and what is excluded from our project. So both things are taken into account. So the detailed project scope statement, either directly or by reference to other documents, it includes the following things. Number one, we have product scope description. Product scope description is progressively elaborate the characteristics of the product, service, or result described in the project charter and requirements documentation. So as we have more information, we start including that information in our product scope. So when we say progressively elaborated, it means that as we get more information, then we add that information into our scope statement. Next is deliverables. What is a deliverable? So any unique and verifiable product, result, or capability to perform a service that is required to be produced to complete a process, phase, or project. So in our project, in the life of a project, we might produce or come up with number of deliverables. So those deliverables would be any result, any service, any capability. So deliverables also include the results, uh, which includes like project management reports and documentation. So not only that we are coming up with some prototypes or with some models or with some phases, but it can also be our documents or our reports. So these deliverables may be described at a summary level or in great detail. Next is acceptance criteria. So our project scope statement also includes acceptance criteria, which are the set of conditions that is required to be met before deliverables are accepted. And then we also have project exclusions. So anything that are excluded from the project, because we want to make sure that we are not working on those things which are not part of the project. So when we define the scope, we always say that we want to know what is included in the project and what is not included in the project. So as per the definition, when we are defining our scope statement, so we want to know what we are including. So what are the deliverables that we are going to work on and what is excluded from the project. So I hope that will make sense. Now, sometimes it appears that project charter and project scope statements are are containing a certain degree of redundancy. And what is the difference in the level of detail when we are working on both? So they are different, and the main difference is in the level of detail. So the project charter contains high level information while the project scope statement contains a detailed description of the scope components. And then these components are progressively elaborated throughout the project. So if you have seen my previous video that explains what a project charter is, so you would know that project charter only contains high level and we should not never change a project charter. Although a project scope statement is a separate statement. It has a high level of details. And as we get more information in our project, we can add that information to our scope statement. So we keep working on our scope statement as we get more information. So this is known as progressively elaborating the statement. So now I'll show you a couple of examples. So let's look at our number one scope statement. So let's say University X wants to upgrade its facilities to include Wi Fi technologies accessible anywhere on campus. This project will offer students, faculty, and staff the ability to be productive from anywhere on campus. The project will take place over a time period in which measurable results will be achieved. So this is one example of a scope statement. So this gives an idea of our project. So what kind of things are needed, what is required in a project. But do we know exactly what is required? Is it in detail? Is it like really um, descriptive and like to the point? No. So let's look at this other statement. University X will upgrade the library, dorms, offices, and then all campus buildings to IEE 802.11 technology, starting at the north side of the campus in with the library. This project will facilitate productivity via computer of faculty, staff, and students. The project will be completed by fall semester 2020. Okay, so now we see the difference. So this one here is more of a high level, and anything like this is quite suitable for the project charter. But as we get more information of what is required and we keep adding it to the scope statement, so this will become our scope statement and we keep adding that information as we have more. And this is known as progressively elaborating our statement because now we know that what kind of Wi-Fi technology we are adding, what side of a campus are we adding. Then we know like who will get that benefit out of that project, when will this project be completed. So everything is here. So I hope this information will help you to create your project scope statement. Uh, I wish you all the best. Take care and goodbye.